Hello, everybody, and we're back with a part 3 of Kaisereich as Commune of France. So, as of last time, I'm currently in something of a stalemate with the Reichspakt. We're kind of winning on some of the fronts, but losing on some of the other fronts. The actual Western front's not going too poorly, but I really need to win before the Germans are able to overrun Russia. As without Russia on my side, I really don't have any chance of victory. So let's unpause the game and see what's going on at the moment. It looks like the Germans are starting to collapse a bit. I'm not sure if I've overrun them or the issue is they just don't have access to their allies anymore. Let's see here. Germany and Japan have gone to war, so that's good. That's probably going to help me out a lot as I'm attempting to actually win this. So let's see. I've pretty much completed the tech tree. I should be a little ways ahead of Germany, so I got pretty good bonuses to my research. It looks like I've actually made it past Alsace. For whatever reason, it looks like the Germans have crammed a lot of people in Belgium. So if I can just kind of keep them isolated, then things probably go pretty good there. They're doing okay in Italy. Let's see here. And the Spanish front is stabilized. Okay, so things look like they're going okay. As I've said in the past, I'm really bad at this game. I like it, but I'm terrible at it. Then again, I chose a very difficult country to play as. The Commune of France is one of the hardest countries, probably to play as in this game. Japan is substantially easier. Epstein is dead, apparently. You really gotta wonder about that. How that happened. Let me see if that's real or if that's just a meme, because I could see that just being a meme. Epstein dead. Yep, Epstein's dead. Dies by suicide in jail cell. What a totally believable story. Yeah, Japan's also in a position where it has to fight literally everybody, but they have the benefit of just kind of being in the middle of nowhere. So the Soviet Union is rapidly collapsing. Basically, their only purpose at the moment is to distract Germany's other allies. Will I try to push in the West? 2 shots to the back of the head. Why is the Qing back? This is Kaisereich, so it's an alternate history. The Qing look like they're about to collapse. Well, 100% national populist. And let's see how the... wait a minute, Galicia is collapsing? Crap, it looks like they're invading from another part of the continent, so I'm going to have to move my soldiers up to here. Okay, there we go, completed Grande Armée. Military science, Damocles. I'm just not going to get nuclear weapons fast enough for them to do me any real aid. So I guess I'll do People's Air Force. And maybe I'll deploy some planes to help out. Oh, okay, it looks like the rest of the Internationale actually has a pretty large force of aircraft there. Let's see, Bordeaux. Wow, there's not really much in the way that I can even use. Okay. Well, that's good enough, I suppose. And we'll just keep pushing on this front. Let's see. I'll put in a couple. I think I have some close air support now. Yeah, I'll put in some tactical bombers and I'll have them support. The invasion of southern Germany. Galicia has capitulated. Fuck. I can't allow the Iberian Federation to die. If the Iberian Federation dies, this war is over. Let's see. I do have another division that'll be another field army that'll be online soon, so I might actually, unfortunately, have to deploy those to Spain, which I'd rather not do, but I don't really have much of a choice. As I said, I cannot allow the Spanish Socialist Republic to collapse, because then I'll have to be fighting on two fronts, and they have quite a few soldiers. So move those down there. And I have some more cavalry divisions, so I'll send those to go help out there. I don't know. I think Epstein's death is legit. I don't think there's anything suspicious about someone with all that dirt on powerful people just spontaneously killing them, dying of suicide while in jail. I think he just felt guilty about his role in the sex trafficking. I think that's totally what happened. Okay, the Socialist Republic of Italy is doing okay. They seem to be sort of holding out. Things are going pretty well here, actually. It would be nice if I could isolate and surround some of the German divisions. The Soviet Union is doing really bad. Let's see, how close is it to capitulating? Yeah, almost done. Okay. Once it capitulated, I'm going to be completely screwed. Let's see. Set those guys to aggressive. And offensive line. And let's see if we can kick them off the continent. I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm not realistically going to be able to do anything there, but hopefully, if I can just hold them up for a little while, that'll be good enough. We're definitely not doing very well in South America. The only good thing is once this front collapses, the Internationale will relocate all of its troops back to Europe, which is where they're really needed. Once again, the AI is kind of shitty in this game. So they've taken all of their soldiers outside of their homelands and sent them to fucking Latin America. Why they thought that was a good idea, I don't know. But apparently they thought that that was a good idea to relocate all of them to that position. I don't really have the soldiers at the moment to send much to help out Greece, so we're just going to hope that the rest of the Internationale knows what they're doing, which they probably don't, but it is what it is. Wait a minute, Saudi Arabia? Who's Saudi Arabia on the side of? The Cairo Pact? Interesting. Okay, so the Cairo Pact has apparently joined the war against the Entente. So that'll be good if they join the war against the Entente, because that means that we'll have, hopefully they'll be able to do something in Africa. Let me see how big the Cairo Pact is. Wow, they have 100. Okay, so that'd be good. Okay. All right, so that front's been stabilized. I think I'll move my troops down here, maybe? And see if I can kick these guys off of the continent. Or should I move them in to help Italy? Or even the Western Front. Probably Western Front would be better for these guys. Because I really need to beat Germany before anything else goes wrong in this war. So we will take those and we'll... maybe they can help push in Bavaria. That'd probably be a good position for them. So go attack towards Munich. I think Germany is still my main opponent. Yeah, they have like half of the Reichspak's. They have like half of the Reichspak's industry. So if I can knock them out of the war, that will be immensely helpful to the war effort. And I'm going to have to... I don't think I actually have anything where I can increase the conscription rate further. And the Hellenic Socialist Republic collapsed because of their incompetence. So I have one free army I can deploy somewhere. I think I might also send these guys to the German theater. Just because, like I said, it's the only theater where we seem to be having any success. And, yeah. Have to win there as soon as possible. Oh no, Hawaii joined the war. Why the fuck is Hawaii in the war? And the American Civil War continues to go on. It looks like the Pacific states have basically won at this point. Yeah, the Kingdom of Hawaii. Let's see here. Wow. Look at that guy. Now that is a beard. That is a look. That's hilarious what that guy looks like. uh, okay, yeah, I need a lot more small arms if I'm going to be able to hold out in this war any longer. I've kind of reached the limits of my military production, though. I don't know realistically how much more I can actually be producing. I don't think the Reich is anywhere near capitulation. How did you get so many factories? I'd put a mod in that allows that is just faster building rate in general. Because one of my complaints with this game is just that the build rates are really really slow compared to previous HOIs. It actually, I don't know. There's a lot of things that irritate me about this game. I like it, but it is very flawed. That was something I really liked in HOI. Two was I found factories were got built a lot faster, but like tanks in this game I find almost impossible to build significant numbers of. Same thing with aircraft and that sort of thing. As I've said, I'm really bad at these games, so I kind of need to modify them a bit. Um, like I like the game. It's just there's certain things about it that really irritate me. Like because if you're a small country in this game, you can't industrialize at all. Because it takes like I forget if it's like almost a year without mods to build factories. So like if you as a small country want to devote all your energy to industrializing, it just takes a very very long time. And production is everything in this game. And I get it that like if you're playing as Belgium, you're not supposed to be able to build massive panzer armies. But if you can't even like have enough factories to supply your very basic infantry. I don't think that's really fun either. It would be really nice if they could get Ukraine to capitulate, but they probably will not be able to get Ukraine to bow out of the war. The one good thing is once these. Oh, you know what though? Actually, the Soviet Union capitulating might be good because once it does, then Japan and its allies will have a front with the Reichspakt. So the Soviet Republic has 223 divisions, which is a lot, but the co-prosperity sphere is substantially stronger and probably getting stronger all the time. Let's see, Republic of China. That's funny. Sun Yat-sen's third wife is the leader of the Republic of China. She kind of looks a bit like a QT in that one. Let's see. Holland is neutral. Flanders. I kind of feel like the Christian Social Party should be authoritarian Democrat instead of social conservative. Uh, the Qing got back on its feet because in the aftermath of World War One, Germany intervened against the Chinese Republic and reinstored the Qing. The southern half of China became the AOG, which is like the German version of East India. And the Qing took the northern part of the country, and the Republic of China became the Fengtian government under the Japanese control. So kind of similar to our timeline. Well, actually, they were ruling from Beijing, but the Fengtian government has overrun most of China at this point in time. I don't know why the Republic of China is even a thing, like how that wound up happening, but I don't know. Yeah, the Fengtian clique is the survivors of the Republic of China who were set up as a Japanese satellite state. Okay, so it looks like Germany is actually doing pretty poorly now. They're nowhere near capitulation, but if I can even take some of their factories, then that'll be a huge bonus. And the Germans look like. Oh, okay, so I have managed to isolate a huge number of soldiers on the Belgian front, and they're now stuck in a pocket. So, let's see. I might move one more division over here, and I'll surround this, and I'll start making a plan. So if they don't have supplies anymore, that means their organization will just consistently go down until I'm able to beat them with far inferior forces. So I'm just gonna do that. We're going to draw an offensive line, and we're just gonna wait a month or two for the planning to reach maximum, and then we'll go in and see if we can't mess them up. Okay, and I'll build some more infantry divisions, and we'll prop those guys up. Actually, I might hold off on deploying any more for the moment, because I think I'm like out of. Oh no, I still have some light tanks left. Okay, so I can deploy some more mobile battalions, but I'm not going to be able to deploy anything else for a while. I'll hold off on building more infantry. Let's see, I'll send those guys there. And you guys can go there. And you guys can go there. So we'll give them a month or so to prepare, and then we will attack in Belgium. So I'm not sure what happened with Germany and why they're losing so bad. I think what happened was the AI in Germany fucked up, and they sent like all their divisions to other theaters that don't really matter. Like I think it looks like they sent a fair number of them to South America. They sent some to Italy, which once again is a theater that doesn't really matter to them. And they also sent some a fair number to the Eastern Front, which once again is not the main theater of war. So I think that's what wound up happening. Iran looks like it is just overrunning the the Saudis. India looks like they have basically won there. My allies in Indochina seem to be holding off. I think the Germans sent, yeah, it looks like the Germans sent a lot of soldiers to East Asia for some reason. So I guess the shitty AI works both ways sometimes. I'm surprised the Soviets haven't capitulated yet. Let's see, are my divisions in position? No, they're still preparing. I'll give them a little bit longer. I'll keep developing my air doctrine. I still have a significant number of fighters. I think they deployed all their fighters to the Eastern Front. So that's good. That'll buy me a little bit of time. And I'll build some more radar and anti-air. Anti-air is really good in this game. Aircraft I find in this game are the second most powerful. Aircraft were the most powerful in HOI 2. In HOI 2, I destroyed entire armies just by sending in huge amounts of anti-air. But let's look at what the casualties. Okay, so the German Empire has lost a shit ton. Most of their eastern kingdoms have not lost very much at all. Japan has taken huge casualties. Canada's taken pretty significant ones because Canada can't really replace any of its casualties, and the various Austrian miners have taken a lot. Fortunately, with regards to the Austrian front, Austria didn't form the United States of Austria or Greater Austria, or this whole thing would have been way, way worse. Because the United States of Austria is just, ugh. Or the Danube Federation is just ridiculous. I wouldn't say it's overpowered. Well, no, it kind of is. Well, it's not overpowered, but it's actually stronger than Germany in a lot of cases. So let's see here. Some divisions still not in position. Why are the divisions not in? They look like they're in position. I don't know. I find planning is another thing that should be good, but I just don't find it works particularly well in this game. Let's see here. Force attack. Probing attack. Let's see. Staff officer plan. And we'll increase planning speed because we really need this to go through quickly. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if the Germans have just lost a lot of armies or they've deployed them to other theaters. It looks like there's a... Oh, no, that's only one division that's trapped there, so... Okay, so those guys are ready. Those guys are ready. And those guys are almost ready. So we'll set these to aggressive, and we will launch the Ardennes offensive and see how well this goes. So if we look at this, because I've been able to trap the Belgians in a pocket here, they aren't able to get resupplied from Germany except by sea. I'm not sure how the sea war is going, but the Union of Britain's probably doing a pretty good job. It's going to be very difficult for Germany to supply this from the ocean. So as you can see, all of these guys are completely out of supply, so that means their organization drops to basically nothing. So I should be able to just kind of clear out this entire pocket. They should not last too long. And the more territory I capture here, the more Belgium loses its industry and is less able to supply these guys. If I can knock Belgium out. That's quite a few divisions that'll no longer be available. The Soviets are actually doing pretty well, considering how badly they're getting mauled from both sides. It looks like they might actually knock the Ukrainians out of the war. And the Ukrainians have a pretty large army. No, they might not knock them out, but I can't even imagine how many divisions. Wow, look at that. Look at how many divisions I'm going to knock out here. Those 40 combat with divisions are really good. Okay, so now they're cut off from the coast. So if I can just take Antwerp, then they'll have no actual way of retreating to the ocean. So that means every single division here will get trapped. So at the moment, the Reichspakt has 9 million casualties. So we'll see how much that jumps up once I finish slaughtering them on that front. Okay. I'm just going to increase my base production of everything. In particular, I'm way behind on infantry equipment. Take Frankfurt. And the Ardennes Pocket, or the Battle of the Bulge, looks like it's going to be... Belgium capitulated. Okay, good. So that gives me some more stuff. Yes, this game is actually called Kaisereich. Legacy of the Weltkrieg. Holy shit. Okay, so there was 2 million soldiers there. So I just wiped out 2 million Reichspakt soldiers in one offensive. So that's really good. So I don't really need this army anymore. So I'm going to send these guys to help out on the other fronts. Because, as I said, I can't let the Commune... The Iberian Federation cannot be allowed to collapse. If the Iberian Federation collapses, I'm completely fucked. Yeah, so they lost 2 million people. The German Empire now has higher casualties than I do. And that should be kind of decisive. I should be able to kind of finish the offensive here. Maybe the Soviet Republic won't even, collapse in this game. Things are going pretty well now. The CSA looks like they're doing a bit better. What had happened here is the Pacific States of America and the American Union State had basically beaten the CSA, but then the Pacific States and the AUS went to war with each other, and Mexico's also involved in this. So, okay, cool. I annexed Flanders. Flanders is now part of the Great Socialist Empire. I'm just going to extend, just so I don't have to deal with any surprise naval invasions. And we have Commune troops arriving. To help out on the southern front. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah, what happens after a while in these games is if you just keep hitting a faction, eventually you get to the point where they're just not able to. Even though Germany has more soldiers than me, they aren't able to strategically redeploy them fast enough to really do anything significant with an army that big. So they're just if I can take this little pocket here, that'll cut off all of the German soldiers in Bavaria, and then I'll be able to sweep south. So this is priority number one, is taking one of these provinces. Okay. Insufficient resources. So I will... the resource decision mod's really cool. So for a lot of civilian factory usage, it lets you produce domestic resources, which I think is fair enough, because one of the issues that I find happens in this game is heat death. There's just not enough resources within the game to really fund everybody. Even if it's like in some of my US games, particularly in Kaisereich, I run out of manpower. The Destiny of Flanders Walloon. Liberate Flanders and annex Walloon. I'm just going to annex it, I think. And we'll go with construction. Okay, there we go. And the front down here is stabilizing. Oh, right. They aren't there. They're over here. Okay, so you guys can start a new theater. And I'll promote, I guess, him. And he could be the Supreme Commander. Okay, so let's see if we can finish the southern offensive. I really wanted to finish off this pocket. It's just been proving kind of to be a thorn in my side. I'm just going to annex Luxembourg. Yeah, so it looks pretty much guaranteed at this point in time that the Pacific States of America are going to win. As I've said, I've never actually seen the Pacific States win before. Never. Germany. I can't take. I don't seem to be able to take this little piece of land there. But I have managed to cut off the Germans here. So if I can wipe them out here, then I'll be able to redeploy all these guys up. I don't know, guys. I feel like really bad for Epstein and his family, though. Because, like, it's a tragedy when someone decides to take their own life like that. Under not at all suspicious circumstances. Looks like the CSA is recovering a little bit down here. I think that's probably just because the AUS is being attacked from all sides now. So. And Argentina hasn't managed to defeat Chile yet, so that's taking out a bunch of. It's taking up a bunch of like SPECT forces. Let's see, what's the Reichspakt at? 11,032,000. Is there anything less surprising than Epstein suddenly committing suicide in prison? Like, I think he tried it earlier, so shouldn't he have been under a suicide watch or something like that? Or maybe I just, like, am not big brained enough to understand how the American prison system works. That's a distinct possibility, that I'm just not smart enough to get how someone who we know is a suicide risk would die without, would not have anybody, like, watching him for signs of it. Okay, the CSA is doing pretty good here, but I don't really think they're going to be able to beat the PSA. I don't think anything's really happening in Africa. Oh no, right, the these guys are fighting over here. Oh, let's see here. Amateur pilots. And there we go. We finished the battle in southern France. Sorry, in the whatever it's called, that part of the world. Okay, so you guys can redeploy to the Italian front now. The fall of Berlin. Yay! Okay, so Germany's basically finished. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Okay, it didn't crash. Peace conference is over. When was a peace deal signed? Did the fucking peace deal happen off screen? Oh, okay, so I've won. So, can I just take all territory? No, I don't have enough to take all states. I guess the question is what I'm going to do with Germany now that Germany has been decisively beaten. If I'm going to divide it up into states, if I'm going to militarily occupy all of it, I'm not really sure, to be honest. Let's see. Liberate to Portugal. Maybe I'll annex the western half of Germany, and the rest of it will be set up as a socialist republic. And I think that's good. So there we go. We now have the Franco-German Empire. We have done what no one else could. The French Empire now, the communist, the Union of, sorry, the Commune of France now stretches sea to sea. All right. Now we have to deal with Austria. So I think Austria should be fairly easy to deal with because we have a very large front now. Is Poland neutral? No, Poland's neutral, but anti Third Internationale. The conquest of Germany. So we're gonna have to figure out what we're going to do now with the world. What, Barcelona? Fuck. Okay, I'm not going to be able to redeploy that army to help me out against Austria. It's too bad, but I'll give these guys all orders once like I figure out what the hell's going on. Like once I'm able to actually put them on a front. That's interesting. There's no fate of Germany that I'm seeing. Um, Maybe it's just because I don't control all of Germany and parts of it are like being occupied. Maybe I have to wait till the Reichspakt collapses or something like that. I'm not sure. Uh, okay, so Austria should be fairly easy because I just have to knock the individual kingdoms out of the war, which honestly shouldn't be particularly hard because none of them are that strong on their own. And we can squeeze them for the north. And okay, there's some random Lithuanians. Oh yeah, I must have an absurdly huge amount of industry now that I've occupied Germany as well. I guess I'll just focus on infantry equipment. The fall of Kiev. Oh, the Reichspakt dissolved. Okay, so without Germany, the Reichspakt fell apart. So they're completely screwed because now, because of the stupid way this game works, the various factions, the various Eastern European factions, aren't able to support one another anymore. So they're not able to like send troops to each other's territories. Which is good. Let me see what's happening in Chile. I'd expect Chile to collapse now that the Reichspakt isn't a thing anymore. Okay, and set them to aggressive. I want to push on the Czech Republic, well, on Bohemia, and knock it out as soon as possible. Now, I'm going to be the first to say this wasn't a legitimate playthrough given the number of random cheats I'm used. I'm not going to pretend that I didn't, and that I probably would have lost this otherwise. But I don't know. I didn't feel like losing, and I don't think it would have made as fun a playthrough if I just got my ass completely kicked really early on. Why did Hong Kong leave British rule? It's because Hong Kong was under a 99-year lease after, I think, one of the Opium Wars. I think after the first or second Opium War, it was under a. Maybe it was the second Opium War. I don't remember, but it was under a 99-year lease from the Chinese. And that lease had expired. So when the lease expired, they had to turn control of it back over to mainland China. The interesting thing about Hong Kong is that the right in Hong Kong is pro Beijing and the left in Hong Kong is anti Beijing. Largely because the right is socially conservative and nationalistic, whereas the left is globalist and anti-China, anti-Chinese identity, and socially liberal. The status of Hong Kong is really confusing because they like will have their own team at Olympics, and they'll have their own flag and they'll be represented like separately on a lot of stuff. But I like, are they technically a separate country? Are they like, I don't really get it. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, to be honest. It's got to be like one of the most confusing political situations in the world. It's like a protectorate. Yeah, I don't think mainland China is that interested in like screwing with Hong Kong. So I think they realize Hong Kong is the goose that laid the golden egg. And if they try to do any like super LARPy communist economics there, it's going to just be completely and totally devastating. The Life is Strange playthrough was fun. I should do Life is Strange too. Maybe I'll do it when it's like completely. I don't know if everything's finished yet. Like if the entire game is out or only parts of it are out. I'll have to look that up. That was kind of why I was holding off because I'm playing. If I'm doing an episodic game, I kind of want to have all the episodes because I don't really like waiting. It's a lot like that with TV shows, where I'll often wait till multiple seasons are out just because it's annoying when they aren't. Are all 5 episodes out yet? I can't remember. They might be. I don't think so though. If I remember though, Life is Strange 2 was just batshit insane. There was like psychic powers and there was the like Trump supporter who was like a complete psychopath and just I just remember a lot of like just really random insane stuff happening. I think I bored. No, I think because when I first played it, only episode 1 was out and I finished episode 1 and then after that I just wasn't like that interested in doing the rest of it. Okay, so it looks like this front has completely collapsed. The Austrian army is now cut off. So it should only take one small push, and they're finished. Okay, annex CZE. Okay, so there we go. The Czech Republic is out of the war now. And we will set it up as a socialist republic. Or I like to call them sister republics. Once Poland's defeated, I can also set it up as a sister republic. So what I tend to like to do if I'm playing a syndicalist country is I like to economically develop my sister republics. So I'll be developing Bohemia and just building up their industry. So they'll become strong enough. Let's see, how close is Poland to giving up? Not super close. I have to come down and liberate Greece. Oh, it looks like my allies have already liberated Greece. Kingdom of Poland. The annexation of Poland. Those damn Poles never give up. Liberate them. Okay, the Polish Socialist Republic is now a sister republic of France. Let's see, take all states of Illyria. And let's see if I can annex all of Austria. Not quite. Let's see, liberate no, I don't liberate Slovakia. Oops. Okay. Getting a little greedy there. And we will take the remainder of Hungary. Okay, we will return the Greek government. Now it's time to the annexation of Austria, set up a socialist sister republic. The annexation of Croatia, set up a socialist republic. Bosnia, socialist republic. Hungary, I guess restore Greater Hungary. Why not? Uh, I'll give it to the Polish Socialist Republic. Slovenia. I guess I'll give it to Croatia, and Montenegro will become its own state. Okay, so with all that resolved, it's time to finish off the eastern portion of the Reichspakt. Oh, Chile capitulated. That's interesting. Literally, I won on every front other than Chile. So I guess it's going to be a while till syndicalism comes to America. All right, and let's start the development of the sister republics. And I forget if I have a national focus yet. If I don't have a national focus, I'll take repairs, I guess, because my repairs are my infrastructure is in really bad state just from all these wars I've been getting through. Let's see here. We'll just build up the industry. Another mod I'm using that I really like is there's a mod that gives you an additional building slot for every level of infrastructure you have in a state, which to me makes a lot of sense because I kind of feel like infrastructure levels should do more than they do in this game. Oh, let's see, construction repair. Yeah, I'll take repairs for my next. By the way, if you're wondering, Sister Republic comes from the French Revolution. They called the various countries they invaded and occupied Sister Republics. And I just think it's appropriate given being a communist country. Let's see, export focus. We'll take higher resources and just saw in the news that Epstein is dead. RIP. I'm just gonna let the Soviet Union take all of Ukraine. I have no interest in the Ukraine. It belongs to our Soviet allies. I don't recall if the I don't know. I don't think the Soviet Union has claims on Ukraine, on Lithuania in this mod. So I'll just set it up as a sister republic. Finland still needs to be taken care of, so I'll move some armies up there to deal with that next. Maybe I'll do a video on the mods I use because there's quite a few ones I use. Let's see, more oil. improved infantry equipment. Okay, guys, launch your offensives. Let's see if we can finish off Belarus. I don't think realistically that we're going to be able to defeat the Japanese just because they're on the other side of the world and we don't have a navy. Oh, okay, wow, that was easy. Okay, so Belarus is now down, and the Soviet Republic must be getting really big at this point in time. Yeah, they're getting quite a bit of industry just because they're annexing so many territories. Okay. Let's see, who's left to actually conquer at this point in time? I think I can start, maybe I'll start attacking the neutral countries. Um, yeah, I'll start sending my armies to go in and start attacking the neutral countries. Maybe I'll take out the Don-Cuban Union next. And just the goal being to rebuild the Russian Empire. So I don't have to worry about helping them on the Eastern Front. I'm surprised Ireland is still part of the former Reichspakt. The American Civil War just seems to be going absolutely nowhere. Maybe I'll send my Marine divisions to Chile just so if I can like prevent that last bridgehead from getting wiped out, that would be very helpful. Okay, so Cuban will be the next to fall, and we will give that to Russia. I think Russia has claims on it. Yep, Russia does have claims on it. Directly intervene in the U.S. Civil War. That's a good idea, actually. I think I will do that. That is a very, very good idea. The Fate of Lithuania, release a sister republic. Okay, so once Don Cuban is done, all right, so invite to faction. And we will send our a full field army, well, a full theater army to go and intervene. Because why not? If the CSA is not completely out of the war yet, I should be able to completely curb stomp these guys. We'll just have to see how many people get defeated by the Royal Navy. That's kind of the only thing to really be concerned about at this point in time. Okay, so they're going to go and they're going to start heading to North America. Hopefully they'll get there before they get completely wiped out. Okay, and Lithuania will be a sister republic that will be developed. I don't know why it's not letting me invade Don Cuban. Call to arms. There we go. Okay, now I can invade Don Cuban. Maybe what I'll do now is I'll make a whole bunch of garrison units to hold Germany. Since I still have some manpower left and I don't have a ton else to do with it. I guess I'll add a police. Oh no, I never even researched military police because military police are not particularly good in this game. They were okay, I think, in HOI 2. I can't remember ever using them in HOI 4. Okay, CSA, you only have to hold out a little longer, and then my reinforcements. Oh, okay. Oh, they're nowhere near capitulation. All right, so this should be working pretty good then. All right. Yep, all my troops are moving across the ocean. Finland will capitulate soon. And then once Finland's down for the count, I'm going to go in and take out the remaining neutral countries like Denmark and Holland. Development of the sister republics looks like it's going mildly well. I mean, they have their own civilian factories, so they can probably contribute to that. I'm just going to skip. I have no desire for Don Cuban. That should go to my Russian allies. What to do with Georgia? What to do with Georgia? Okay, should I go into should I annex Georgia to the my allies, or should I set it up as, or should I just have it join the Internationale as an independent state? I haven't really decided yet. That front's been going on way too long, so I'll send those guys up to help end that. And I'll deploy those guys over there. Don't you think you should disable allow Diplo? It might mess with the AI. I didn't know it actually applied to the AI, to be honest. I thought it only applied to the player. I think allow Diplo is necessary though if you're playing this game, because otherwise a lot of shit just doesn't make any sense if you don't have it on. Let's see here. I kind of feel in alliances you should just automatically be at war. If another alliance member declares war, having to like call members, I guess I can kind of see what they were going for, but it's also kind of annoying to have to do it. But let's see here. Right. Did I screw that up and those guys are being sent back across the ocean? Oh, okay, yeah, I screwed that up. No, those guys should be down here. I guess I'll take out the American Union state first because they're much closer to capitulation, and getting all the way across the continent is going to take a while. Oh, also this provides me with an opportunity to invade Canada. I had actually completely forgotten about Canada. I guess I'll deploy one of my armies up here to just stabilize the Canadian front. And you guys can push into New England, I guess. Okay, men, start your offensive. I should be able to wreck them pretty easily because they're mostly using militia armies, whereas I have a battle-hardened professional army. So this shouldn't be too difficult. Let's see here. Okay, it looks like these guys didn't obey my orders, which is an issue in a lot of these games. Okay, so redeploy to there. Redeploy to Switzerland. It's on the list of countries that must be brought into the greater socialist, into the greater Internationale. And you guys can go, I don't know, help out against Holland. I could start researching nuclear weapons. I don't really see a point in researching nuclear weapons at this phase of the war. So yeah, like I said, I'm massacring them. All these guys really have is militia. And I'd imagine their manpower is just about out by... Yeah, the Pacific states and the American Union state have taken horrific casualties over the course of this war. So they don't really have too much left to throw against me. All of the Soviet Republic annex Finland. Let's see, what's the Soviet Republic at now in terms of how strong it is? Okay. It's like doubled or tripled the size of its manpower. Oh, cool. I get a core on Luxembourg? That's amazing. Let's see. It says there's a decision I think I have to make. No, I guess not. Anyways, let's just keep going. See, I have a free field army, so I'll deploy them to Chile and see if we can break the stalemate there. New England has capitulated. I'm trying to remember what the tag is for New England. I don't remember, to be honest. But at least it's under control of the CSA now. Let's see if any of the sister republics have started to field armies at all yet. No, none of them have started to field any significant numbers of troops. Where's Hungary? Yeah. Not being able to declare war without a casus belli is kind of lame. It's like, if you're playing a hyper aggressive country, I don't get like why it would even really matter whether or not there's a justification for declaring war or not. It's just something that they would probably do, regardless of what the circumstances are. Let's see, and Switzerland. Yeah, most of these should fall within a couple of weeks. I don't even need to call my allies in. Let's see here. Yeah, things have really reversed quickly there. But like I said, all the most of the factions in the American Civil War only have militia divisions. They don't have actual professional soldiers. In contrast to my huge professional army. And I don't know, just occupy all of the former German Reich, all of the Second Reich. I think I should have enough troops to occupy most of it. If not, I'm going to produce some more garrison divisions. See, what am I getting? The fate of Dutch Guyana, fate of Holland, liberate Holland as a whole. And we will annex Switzerland, and Switzerland will be set up as a sister republic. All right, so what are these guys going to do now? There's still some countries in Eastern Europe that are not yet under our control. There's the Belgrade Pact, who will be dealt with next. Particularly Romania and Serbia. There are reactionary monarchist regime. Well, I don't think Cordriano is a monarchist, is he? He might theoretically be a monarchist, but I don't think in practice he is. But yeah, Cordriano needs to be taken down. Denmark's holding on longer than I figured they would. I guess just because they're so small, they only have like one or two vital provinces I need to control. The Andean Pact? What's the Andean Pact? I'm not really sure what that even is. Okay, so I still hear the sound of thunder, and it strikes in Sweden. Okay, so the AUS has capitulated now. Let's see here. You guys can take over the southern front. There's a reactionary regime in Mexico, which I'll also need to overthrow at some point, but that can wait until after the American Civil War is done. Galicia's been annexed so many times over the course of this. Okay, let's see here. Start on nuclear technology, because why not? Alright, time to develop Holland as a sister republic. And Denmark wants our help. Why would I need them to reform? They're already a totalist country. Like, how are they going to go further left than that? Totalism is literally the most left-wing ideology possible. It's literally, like, more extreme than Bolshevism. And we're going to invade Sweden next. Call to arms. I thought I had sent... Oh, okay, they're about to arrive there. Right, okay, good. All right. See if we can retake the rest of Cuba. I mean, of Chile. From the forces of the reactionary governments. Right, that should be enough to take down Serbia and Albania. And then I just have... Send these guys to the other side of the Carpathians. And we're golden. Well, it wasn't just the comics that implied that Palpatine created Anakin. That also happened in Darth Plagueis. Fairly explicitly happened in Darth Plagueis. So I'm pretty sure that's canon. add some more infantry just so I can max out the size of my divisions of conquest. And we'll add that on. Okay, and call everybody. So unless they join, I can't invade. The PSA still has no faction. Okay. Oh, the CSA, it appears, has taken Quebec. I don't know how the hell that happened, but I'm okay with it. And I guess push on the Canadian front next. Try to cut off the eastern half of the country. The day of the rake is upon us. Literally the day of the rake. Looks like National France might actually get defeated. Napoleon the Fourth. Okay, and Romania will become a sister republic. We now have the Romanian Socialist Republic. Too bad I can't put Ceausescu in charge of it, because that would be amazing. That would be like super meme potential right there. Okay, next Albania must be liberated from reactionary oppression. There was no option to give Dorbagia to Bulgaria, or I would have, but I wasn't permitted to do that. Maybe Romania can get a navy together. That would be good. I don't think I have any really strong naval powers as part of the Internationale. I think the Union of Britain is literally the only member of the Internationale that actually has a substantially large navy. I can deploy some fighters there, but I'm not gonna. It's a very small airport. Let's see here. Where's my fighters? Fighter 2. Where's Fighter 2? Oh, okay, that's why I can't invade them. Oh no, it took me out of the war against them. I guess because Serbia was the leader of the alliance, so I'm not able to invade Albania, which kind of sucks. Not that it really matters, because no one gives a fuck about Albania anyways. But okay, so the Chile campaign is a clusterfuck. The annexation of Serbia, liberate a loyal puppet, release a loyal Sweden. I guess the only major front that's left is against Canada and the Pacific states. Chile is a sideshow that's not ever going to go anywhere. Africa, I don't really have a foothold in, nor do I really have a navy capable of doing anything. The Soviet Union is very powerful now that I was able to retake most of its western territory. Let's see how strong the Soviet Republic is now. Yeah, okay, the Soviet Republic's very strong now. Socialist Republic of Italy. Oh, am I at war with Mexico? No, I'm not at war with Mexico. Okay. Not war with Mexico. Let's see what the CSA is at the moment. Um, yeah, the CSA is gonna win this one. There's no real question about it. I'll probably end this once the American Civil War ends. I think is going to be my goal. Let me see. They must be pretty far down their focus trees. I guess they're as far down as they can be, just given how they haven't been able to do any of their other trees yet. This is probably going to turn into a forever war. I can't really see either side becoming strong enough to wipe out the other. Oh, Kingdom of Finland is neutral now? And they have like this tiny little shitty like micro state in the middle of nowhere. That's amazing. That's hilarious. And Ireland is like still independent. No one bothered to take Ireland. I guess also I want to knock the Commonwealth of Canada out of the war. I guess that's the only other country I'm interested in beating because they're the leader of the Entente. Ironically, the French Empire I'm not going to bother going after because who needs Algeria? Algeria's shit. Yeah, none of these people seem to be able to build their own armies. I don't know why exactly, but they just seem to kind of be like incapable of doing anything with them. So, see, Norway will collapse soon. I'm moving so quickly on this front that my troops are. I'm outrunning the front itself. I doubt the CSA is really going to last much longer at this point. See, I'll send these guys up to take Western Canada and finish off the Day of the Rake. So it looks like the bastion of reactionary thought is going to be Japan, Australasia, and Iran, because there's not really much that I can do about any of those at this point in time. The Qing also look like they're holding on. AOG is probably the most powerful member of the Reichspakt other than Germany, so I can't see me being able to defeat them at any point in the foreseeable future. Yeah, once CSA is finished, I should be able to. No, I mean the PSA is finished. I should be able to finish off Canada as well. And then I'm basically done. And everything turned out for the best. The world will have a permanent socialist revolution now. Yeah, that's never going to go anywhere. I think Epstein killed himself purely out of guilt, and I think there's nothing suspicious about it whatsoever. I don't think there's any. I think to suggest that that's an issue is just insanity. Oh, India is also a bastion of reactionary power. Let me see. How strong is India? I don't think India is particularly strong, but it has a lot of manpower. Yeah, no, it's got a lot of industry, actually. we go. The CSA is no more. And my sister republic of the CSA will now finish off Canada, and I'll end the game after that because there's. Unless I want to, like, build a navy and try to invade, like, Australasia, that's just not going to happen. Australasia is just kind of in the middle of nowhere. And it would be a logistical nightmare. So. I guess unless I wanted to use nuclear weapons, I can't really think of a way of doing it. That wouldn't be a total mess. Norwegian Union, Swedish Commune. I like how they have custom names for all the countries. Like their names are dependent upon what their ideology is. I also like in Victoria too how they have special flags. Like if the for whatever the ideology is, like if the country goes fascist or communist, they have a existing flag for them, which I thought was really neat. Okay, let's see here. The Epstein thing kind of reminds me of like a Plinkett thing. Bambi killed herself. I guess she felt sorry. It'd be cool if Epstein had like one of those. They always have the meme thing in movies where if I die, it activates a thing on my computer that sends the files out. It'd be cool if he had like that and he died and then all the files got dumped. So you gotta wonder though where all these files are. I don't know if he had them like in a safety deposit box or if there's like a backup of them somewhere. That would all be really cool if that shit could get leaked. But King Edward flees Canada. And there we go. The the Internationale now stretches across pretty much all of the developed world. It includes all of North America other than the CSA. There's the Socialist Commonwealth of Canada. There's the Commune of Quebec. And yeah, so I think that's a good place to stop. I thank everybody who watched this. I hope people enjoyed it. And I'll do another LP in the future. These are kind of fun to do. Anyways, God bless you all, and talk to you guys later.